My name is Jamuna Mahat. My student ID is EMV3549. Today we are going to present about the case of Mr. Alexander Fallas versus Mr. Con Marlos. Talking about the case, it is about the tort of negligence. In this case, Mr. Alexander Fallas, the defendant, had sued Mr. Con Marlos, the plaintiff, in his leg while hunting the kangaroo. Today we are going to present the case in the favor of Mr. Con Marlos, and the further case will be discussed by my friend. Thank you.
Your Honor, my name is Sanam Shrestha. My student ID is GIA 3035. Today I would like to present a case regarding a civil matter. This case is between defendant Mr. Alexander Fallas versus plaintiff Mr. Con Marlos, in which Mr. Fallas shot his friend Mr. Marlos in the leg during the hunting activity. I will represent my facts in favor of Mr. Con Marlos, the plaintiff in this case. Defendant and plaintiff are among four friends who were on their way from Sydney to Beatrice to get involved in a hunting activity which is known as spotlighting. Spotlighting is a hunting activity in which one person holds the spotlight, who is Mr. Marlos, and whereas the other person takes a shot, who is Mr. Fallas. Since hunting is a dangerous recreational activity which involves in significant and obvious risk of injury, yes, Fidel Act states that in such activity, if anybody gets injured or hurt, no one will be liable for the injury. But in this case, there was no such obvious risk that the plaintiff would suffer an obvious injury because of the negligent and reckless behavior performed by Mr. Fallas. Plaintiff Mr. Con Marlos had to suffer a leg injury. From all the above facts and information, we can clearly see this case is a case of tort of negligence, and Mr. Fallas was negligent in many ways. First, Mr. Fallas owns a duty of care to Mr. Marlos as well as all the members present in the vehicle because he is holding a gun. Since he is a gun holder, it is his responsibility to ensure the safety of all the members present in the vehicle by avoiding any kind of accidental discharge of the bullet from the gun. The duty of care explains that everyone is responsible to do everything in their power to maintain safe and healthy environment. Secondly, defendant Mr. Fallas clearly breached the duty of care by carrying a loaded gun inside the vehicle. Mr. Marlos warned him not to carry a loaded gun, even though the warning he brought a loaded gun inside the vehicle. In a hunting activity, a gun holder is not supposed to carry a loaded gun and must be conscious about the foreseeable consequences because a simple and minor mistake can even cause death. Meanwhile, Mr. Fallas was clocking the gun backward and forward in a reckless manner in an effort to unjam the gun. While he was delivering such reckless behavior, he was pointing the barrel of the gun towards Mr. Marlos. Marlos warned him not to point the barrel of the gun towards him. Instead of facing the barrel of the gun towards him, he told him to face the barrel of the gun outside the vehicle, but he didn't do that. In this way, he clearly breached the duty of care. And finally, the accidental discharge of the bullet from his gun, which caused Mr. Marlos to get shot in his leg. From all the above informations, we can clearly see the negligent act performed by Mr. Fallas in this case. So because of the negligence, there was no such obvious risk that Mr. Marlos would suffer such physical damage. So yes, Fidel Act doesn't seem to hold any immunity to the defendant, Mr. Fallas. In conclusion, Your Honor, I would like to say that Mr. Fallas is liable for his negligent act, which caused physical damage to Mr. Marlos. As damages are compensatory in nature, the remedies should be sufficient enough to put the plaintiff back in the position before the incident. Since all of the above facts prove that Mr. Fallas performed a clearly negligent behavior, he must be liable for his deeds. And finally, I would like to present all of my group members.
46, 46, okay.
Is it good, Mike?
My name is Nilambal Smith. My student ID is EMV3553.
My name is Sarmila Khadka. My student ID is 3557. Thank you.
My name is Monish Prazuli and my student number is 3556.